Hey everybody, welcome to Weekly Chats with Austin. So glad you all are joining us here tonight, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Hey, I think we have fun every week, so I don't know why I keep saying that, but it's the truth. So why not just say the truth when you know the truth? So that's the truth. How many times did I say truth right there? I'm not sure. I couldn't keep count. Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Let's go ahead and check some of these comments and see who we have tuning in either on Facebook or YouTube. That's what I like to call it. But anyway, we got Wanda Watson. Hello, how are you? Hello, Pat. Let's see. Melissa, hello, how are you? Watch it on Facebook. Let's see who else. I know I'm not gonna be able to get to everybody, but I'll get as many as I can. Barb, Dorothy on YouTube. Hello, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Oh man, who else we got tuning in? Jacob Better, what's up, brother? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Christina from Knoxville. Cindy from Atlanta, Georgia. Hey Heidi from South Georgia, how are you? Gail from, let's see, where's Gail? Wisconsin. Who else we have tuning in? Hey Judy Martin, I hope you're doing well. Oh man, we got people tuning from all over the world. Canada. Penny, how are you? Welcome everybody. Welcome to the show tonight, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know what's going on, but if you see me keep fiddling with my headphones, it's because they're really staticky right now. So I don't know what's going on. Something in here is making it go crazy, but that's okay. It's not going to interfere with anything on that. And it's just going to make me hear static for the rest of my life because it's brain waves. It's going through my brain. I'm just kidding. All right. Let's, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in tonight on, let's see, on Facebook here, please do me a favor. There it is right there on the screen. Like the Austin to Be Entertainer like page. It's absolutely free. Don't cost you a dime. When something's free, hey, man, I always say do it. Go for it. So there you go. Like the Austin to Be Entertainer page. Also follow me on Instagram. Right there is the link, Austin to Be Entertainment. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the Weekly Chats with Austin YouTube channel and ring that bell to get notified for upcoming episodes. And if you would like to, it's not mandatory. But if you'd like to send a donation to the show, it doesn't benefit me. It benefits the show for you guys. You can send it via PayPal to aielvislive1@gmail.com. I appreciate that. And be sure to like this video, share it to a friend, comment, share it all across my social media pages and yours. I'd greatly appreciate that very, very much. So please do that for me. It would be fantastic. So before we go any further with the show, I want to tell you guys, I'm pretty sure a majority of you have saw Facebook's new rules starting on October 1st. If you don't know about it now, or I'm going to tell you. Apparently us Elvis tribute artists and the entertainers all around the world, we are not going to be able to do live performances singing wise on Facebook any longer after October 1st by what I understand. I just actually found out about this, I don't know, probably about a week ago. So this is kind of all new to me. So we're not going to be able to do it anymore by my understanding, but you know, Facebook could change the rules by then. So who knows? Now, as far as me coming on singing and doing stuff, I'm pretty sure it's going to affect that. But as far as the weekly chat show, since we don't really do any singing besides when we do the sing-alongs, but we might have to, you know, exempt that now or something. I don't know what we'll do, but I don't think this show will be interfered on Facebook, but I'm not 100%. So don't hold me to that. So if you will, do me a super, super huge favor, and I'm going to put it on the screen. I took some photos here of my YouTube channels because it seems like that's what we're all going to have to transfer to now is to YouTube. So go subscribe to both of these channels, Austin Urban Entertainment, which is my personal channel, which is where, you know, I would do my singing and all that stuff on that channel. And then we have the Weekly Chats with Austin channel. For those of you who are watching on YouTube now, you are already subscribed, so thank you. So please subscribe to both of those channels. I know a lot of guys are, you know, they're asking for a certain amount of subscribers. I know some guys are asking for 1,000 or whatever by the end of the month. So I'd love to have 500 on both channels by the end of the month. So if you guys could go do that for me, tell your friend because it seems like after October the 1st, this will be the only way to see me live. Will be on one of these channels. So please go subscribe to one of those. Well, not one. Well, if you want to subscribe to one, you can, but I would say subscribe to both because it's better that way. Subscribe to both of these channels. I greatly appreciate that very, very much. So, and like I said, and I'm going to repeat this one more time. I don't know if the new Facebook rules will apply to the Weekly Chat show. I'm not sure if we'll still be able to do it on Facebook. I don't see why we wouldn't, since we don't really do any singing. It's just a talk show. But I still asked, please go subscribe to the Weekly Chats with Austin YouTube channel just in case. I'll probably know more once October 1st hits because October 1st is on a Thursday night. So it's a night we always do Weekly Chats with Austin. So I guess that'll be my test night. So we'll see. Or unless I find out more information or contact Facebook or something. But just please go subscribe to both of those channels. I'll show them again toward the end of the show so you guys know. And don't only subscribe to mine, subscribe to all these guys because we're doing this entertaining and all this stuff for you guys because we're not able to see you right now in person. A majority of us aren't. So go subscribe to everybody that you see. All their YouTube channels that people's posting, all the guys are posting. Go subscribe to all of them because that's going to be, sadly enough, the only way you're going to be able to see them. You have to abide by Facebook rules, so it is what it is. So anyway, I will tell you this, that since Facebook has those new rules, I do plan to do one more Facebook Live concert on here for you guys before October 1st. I don't know exactly what date that will be, but I will be announcing it probably sometime next week. I don't know what type of show will I do? A full Elvis show, a mixed type of show, full of like Austin Irby stuff show, or gospel. I'm not sure. So I might put a post on Facebook and let you guys decide. So stay tuned for that as well. And like I said, I will do one here on Facebook before October 1st. So keep that in mind. Also, I do want to put out to everybody, my schedule on my website has not been updated, but it will be tonight or first thing tomorrow. I know I told you guys last week, my first show was supposed to be October the 3rd, was going to try to be October the 3rd. Yesterday, I got contacted. I was supposed to be doing a gospel concert at a church, and I got contacted yesterday, and it has been canceled. They just don't feel it's safe enough right now to do the show concert in the church. But they are going to have me back next year. As far as when and where and what time, I'm not sure. So I still got 3 more gospel concerts supposed to be happening in October, but will they happen? I'm not sure. So just stay up to date. But I wanted to update you guys on that the October 3rd one will not be happening. I was supposed to be in Elberton, Georgia, so that will not be happening. But I want to put these 2 shows on the screen right now because this is not to November. These shows were originally supposed to be July the 18th and the 19th, but we had to reschedule them due to COVID. And right now they are still a go at the Rudy Theater in Selma, North Carolina. That's November the 28th and 29th. And it was a part of our Hot Summer Nights tour, but the whole tour really got canceled because we're not able to do it. But we're still going to call the show Hot Summer Nights, so you guys will be familiar with the name. So anyway, those 2 shows are still happening. Tickets are still on sale. By my understanding, they're selling pretty well. So I'm happy about that. Will they happen? I'm not sure. But if you want to just get your tickets just to make sure, you can go ahead and do that. All you need to do is visit therudytheater.com. And I hope to see you guys there at those 2 shows if I'm there. If things are better. And I'm praying things are going to be better by then. I really hope so. I really, really do. Also, I want to tell you guys about this really quick before we press forward. This show right here, we just really put it on Facebook, Jacob and I, Jacob's still watching this, I'm pretty sure. This show is January the 16th, 2021. Yes, we're already looking at 2021 because hopefully when 2021 gets here to be a whole lot better, but we'll see. These tickets are on sale, and I will tell you guys that they are limited due to the COVID rules or the restrictions or guidelines here in South Carolina. So right now, they're only able to sell 150 tickets. Once they sell that 150, they'll have to stop selling them. And if the capacity, because right now I think it's like 50% capacity. So if it goes up, whenever it goes up, they'll add more seats. So if you want to make sure you're going to have a seat just in case, because you never know what's going to happen, go ahead and buy your tickets for that right now. Just go to AbbevilleCitySC.com, buy your tickets for that show as well. And hopefully we'll be able to have a full house and do normal like we normally do there, because this is our 3rd annual Elvis birthday celebration there. So we're super excited about that. But if you want to make sure you got a seat, go ahead and get it. But if you do call and they say we're sold out, continue to call, because once the capacity level goes up or we get back to normal, they're going to add more seats. So don't think, well, it's sold out and I'm not going to be able to come, because trust me, if we can get you in, we'll get you in. Trust me. So please do that for me as well. Okay, enough blabbering about that. It's birthday time. All right. So let's see what birthdays we have this week. Robbie Wisham. Her birthday is on the 12th, which is 2 days from now, which is Saturday. So happy birthday to you, Robbie. I hope you have a fantastic day. And if you're not tuning in, maybe you'll see this a little later on, but hopefully you are. So happy birthday to Robbie Wisham. This week's famous birthdays. Singer George Jones' birthday is this week. Singer Otis Redding, his birthday is this week. And Fox News anchor Greg Gutfeld, his birthday is this week as well. And the reason I threw Greg Gutfeld in there, because my mom loves him to death. So I thought I'd throw that in there. So Greg Gutfeld. So happy birthday to Robbie, and all the famous birthdays. Happy birthday to everybody. And even if your birthday was not mentioned, happy birthday to you. But if you'd like your birthday mentioned on the show, boom, there it is right there on the screen. Email us at weeklychatswithaustin@gmail.com. All you need to do is submit your the first and last name of the birthday person, date of birth, where you're from, all that cool stuff. And you can also go to my website, austinurbanentertainment.com, and go on the Weekly Chats with Austin page. And there is a form on there, I believe, if my brain is correct. I'm trying to work my phone and talk to you guys at the same time because my phone's going crazy. Anyway, so yeah, just go to the Weekly Chats with Austin on my website, austinurbanentertainment.com. Fill out the form on there, or just simply email us. Either way you want to do it. So if you want your birthday mentioned on the show, that's how you do it. Last thing here, and then I'm going to do our Did You Know segment, which is what I started last week. And I think this week you guys are going to get a kick out of this. And then we're going to bring on our first guest, Norm Ackland Jr., here in just a few minutes. Austin Derby Fan Retreat, ladies and gentlemen, next year, 2021. Man, we're excited for this. We're ready for this. March 25th to the 28th in the Great Smoky Mountains of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Packages are selling like crazy. If you'd like to attend, all you need to do is go to austinurbanentertainment.com, click on the Austin Irby Fan Retreat tab, and you can fill out your form on there, buy your package, all that cool stuff. VIP is $160 per person. I will tell you, VIP is very little left. There's not many. And general is $130 per person, and that includes all of the for the VIP, they get a few special things. But for both, and includes all the shows and all the cool little activities and stuff that we do. But if you want to know what the VIP gets, it's different than general, just go to my website and all that is listed there. Hotel is ready to book as well because it's all held at the Holiday Inn Express there in Pigeon Forge / Sevierville on NASCAR Drive. Beautiful hotel, 5-star award-winning hotel. Hotel rate is $114.99 plus tax. And all you need to do, the phone number is right there on the screen to call and book your hotel. And like I said, all that's on my website as well. So just go to austinurbanentertainment.com, click on the Fan Retreat tab, and voila, the magic is done. So that is that. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. I saw somebody make a comment. Awesome. So if you're attending the Austin Urban Fan Retreat, do me a favor, comment in the comment section below, Fan Retreat, and let me know that you're attending. I'll see it. That's one way to do it. So anyway, Did You Know segment. I hope you guys are ready for this. I've kind of told a few of the guys about this a little bit, but this is going to be pretty funny. It's going to be really cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, I did mention this just a little bit on one of our Elvis Week episodes that we did during Elvis Week. When I was in high school, which has been quite some time ago, all you need to do is let me just tell you, man, it was high school was crazy. But anyway, for those you know, they have female pageants. Well, at my high school, they had male pageants, and I was dared by a friend to be in it in my sophomore year. And that friend of mine was one of my cousins who went to school with me. So I did, ladies and gentlemen, and I got a photo here that you guys are going to get to see. And Austin looks completely different than Austin looks right now. Austin is in the middle right there with the blue shirt on and the khaki pants. If you can't tell, that is me. Got the little mustache going on right there and all that cool stuff. I thought I was cool, but, you know, who's to know? But that year, that picture right there, I won Mr. Sophomore. That year, not only that, I won Mr. Personality, which was, I came out and did my Elvis tribute, and I won that as well. Beat all the guys out, which was really cool. And not only that, they had this little segment where the student body got to vote on who would be like their pick or whatever. And the theme, we had a theme every year, and that theme for that year was the Fresh Prince of Dixie. Fresh Prince was like the TV show, which is one of my top 5 TV shows. And I got second. So I got named Mr. Heartthrob, which I thought was the bomb. I thought it was cool. So I did win Mr. Sophomore, and then I got to actually do it my junior year as well, and I won again. And they wanted me to do it my senior year, but I wasn't actually physically at school. I did online because of my career kind of really picked off really big. So I missed it. So I might have got Mr. Dixie, but who knows? Who's to know? Unless I turn back the hands of time. That's a good catchphrase there. So there's a little something about me you might not have known. So I hope you got a kick out of that, because it was fun, but it was a lot to learn all at the same time. So it was really, really interesting. Everybody's putting cool picture. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you, guys. All right, guys, enough chatting about that. We've got everything covered here. We're going to go ahead and bring our first guest on. And man, he's a great guy. I think I met him in 2015 at the Collingwood Elvis Festival. And I'm going to go ahead and put a picture up of him real quick. And we met, and I think that picture actually might be in Collingwood. He can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it is. But we're going to get him on the screen right now with me, Mr. Norm Ackland Jr., and we're going to chat a little bit. What's happening, man?
Hey, how are you, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. That is a nice stash you had in that high school picture. It was beautiful.
Thank you. I tried to stay in the groove. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I love that. I love it.
Oh man. So how's life been with everything going on right now?
It's a different world, different timing a little bit. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny seeing that picture. That was from Collingwood, and we did meet in 2015.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
And actually that was the year that I ended up being the representative at the Ultimate.
I remember that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, man, tell us the story on how you got into Elvis. That's the first question.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that I come by it pretty honestly. My dad has been doing an Elvis tribute act for 52 years now. Wow. And so he started when he was 13. And anyway, I wore out all my dad's records. I watched all the movies as a kid. I tried to make the voice. And of course, back then I thought every deep voice was Elvis. So Dean Martin, everybody else, any song was Elvis, and I would sing along and learn learn those songs too. Man. It wasn't until many years later that I realized, oh, that's not Elvis. That's but anyway, I used to sing at gas stations and bowling alleys and this little West Side family restaurant, anything for a quarter so I could go play Pac-Man.
Hey, that's cool. That's a great game.
That's how I honestly got started. Was literally from just watching the movies, seeing my dad, and starting to just really enjoy it. That's what first got me into the love of Elvis. And the very first song I ever learned was a little bit of an obscure song. My mother taught it to me, and I would say I was probably 4 years old. Wow. And it was Beach Boy Blues.
Oh yeah, beautiful song. I love that song. That's a great song. So you were talking about your dad being an ETA, and also your son Jax is an Elvis tribute artist as well.
He has recently retired.
Gotcha.
From the Elvis world, and it's no longer cool, Dad. He's just going into grade 9, and so I'm not allowed to say that he does that anymore because it's all about hockey and girls.
Right, gotcha. Okay.
It'll come back around. It will come back around again, and I still hear him sing Elvis in the shower sometimes. So I know it's not that uncool.
Right. And I actually have some photos of your dad and your son and stuff, and I'm gonna put them on the screen here in a few minutes. But so you kind of have like a family. Well, right now he's getting older, but I think eventually he'll get back to it. But you kind of got like a family generation type of thing going on. It's been going on for quite some time between you and your dad. So kind of tell us. I mean, I'm pretty sure you grew up watching your dad being an Elvis tribute artist. Did you grow up watching him, or did he just tell you about Elvis, or what's the story about that?
I didn't get to see my dad. I saw a few things, not the way I saw him in the last 10, 12 years. So because it wasn't the same kind of explosion in tribute artists as there is now. It wasn't the same sort of setup, if you will. So I would see him at private parties more and a few events type thing. And then more of it was just us enjoying collecting Elvis things and the movies and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of it. My dad has an actual Elvis scarf that he got at Pontiac, Michigan, Pontiac, the Silverdome, and he reached his arm in to get the scarf. And as he pulled it out, he pulled out a fingernail from a lady as well.
Wow!
He still has the scar and the scarf.
Wow!
So that's one of the earliest stories I remember him telling me as a kid, and I can remember, my parents had me at a pretty young age, and so I remember his I want to say it was his 25th birthday. My mom got him the same kind of it was a guitar Elvis cake thing, and so those, I thought that was so cool, and all those little things, always little things that kind of added up to getting me to really enjoy it. And then he made me my very first jumpsuit when I was in grade 4 with all these stars in the back, and it's the cheekiest thing. I've got pictures of it. I should have sent them to you for a laugh.
Yeah.
But there I am in these blue khakis and this black cape and probably brown boots or whatever it was. So goofy.
Wow.
Funny thing, but it was that was my first exposure at the public school, singing in front of my peers. When everybody else was listening to cool stuff like Michael Jackson and Boy George, I was doing Elvis. So I was getting mocked a little bit, but.
Yeah. When I was in school, I can kind of relate to that. When I would get in the car to go home, or one of my family members would get in the car with me, or a girlfriend at the time, I would have Elvis playing on the radio. I'd have a CD in, and they're like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "That's music. That is music." Elvis, Buddy Holly, Conway Twitty, a lot of great songs like that from artists. And, some of them kind of came to kind of dig it,
That's good. That's good. We convert them one at a time, my friend. One at a time.
Absolutely. One at a time. So man, how long have you been exactly an Elvis tribute artist?
So it depends on whose definition. If you talk to my dad, I've been doing it since 1980 in his mind. So, I've been semi-seriously doing it, I guess. I really don't know how you define what's, when were you serious and not serious.
Right.
So when I came down to the University of Windsor, in 1991, I was, hosting karaoke and DJing the bar scene in Windsor. And I was doing an Elvis tribute during that time, if you will, but not the same way like we are now with full shows and tours and all that kind of stuff. So I would say I really got serious about it in 2007. So probably about 13 years where I've been pretty serious with it. And so, and then, like I say, my kids watched me growing up. When they were growing up here, they started watching me, and then they both started singing with me. There's Jax there. Yeah, that was calling me as well too. And then now what's really cool is my daughter Kendall, who just turned 17. She has done. She's a triple threat. She sings, dances, acts. She can do it all. Right. She got a hell of a voice, and she's actually performing with me next Friday with a couple other ETAs with a live band. She's doing a full set, everything from Connie Francis, Patsy Cline, some newer stuff too, a little mix. And it's kind of it's awesome to watch them grow and develop and do these things. And she sings a little bit of Lisa Marie with me. She does a little Nancy Sinatra thing with me as Frank, and so it's been really fun to watch them grow and do it with me. And even though Jax is retired, I'm a little sad. We had a lot of years where we flew around and did some stuff together, and he's had we had pretty cool experiences,
That's awesome. So in your opinion, and I know a lot of the guys, we get asked this question, quite a bit, but from people that's not really a part of the Elvis world, because ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are watching right now, that is such a thing. The Elvis world is a thing. Mm-hmm. The Elvis world and the entertainment world are two totally different things. Trust me. And once you get into that Elvis world, I mean, you're stuck for life. I mean, you're hooked. So in your opinion, I mean, what is the best part of being an Elvis tribute artist and being able to be a part of the Elvis world, in your opinion?
Well, I think for me personally, it's been meeting some new lifelong friends that I never would have met otherwise. Right. Being able to put smiles on faces and meeting some people like, I mean, just having access, once again, the opportunity to go represent Collingwood at the Ultimate, and then being so close when they show us, I mean, how it goes, they show you that you're within feet of authentic Elvis items there, and they're giving you the really cool stories behind the scene, and just touching the gates of Graceland for the first time. Like, there's just not one thing I can say is the coolest thing, but I would say moments that have really impacted or touched me is like, I had a lady who had a little Elvis mirror that she got when she was 13, and her parents took her to go see Elvis. Right. And she said, and I'm sure you've heard the same sort of thing too. She goes, "Oh my God, I closed my eyes and I could just hear, you're just Elvis." It was so amazing. I've had this for 65 or 70, whatever it is, and I want you to have this. And like, just things that are like, oh my God, that was a cherished memory for her. Absolutely. And the fact that I brought her back to that time, she felt compelled to give me that such a cherished thing. Like those are kind of really cool moments, like
Right.
watching a couple dance their 50th anniversary to a favorite Elvis song. All those little things. It's not, singing with the Stamps Quartet. And that was pretty cool, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
meeting some of his co-stars, and I've become very good friends with Victoria Page Menrick and people that I never would have met.
Right. That's true. And being a part of the Elvis world, for the viewers that are watching, it's like, you meet. The cool thing about me was I didn't really get into the Elvis world or knew it existed until 2012. And I started doing my, tribute just because I was an, Elvis fan. I didn't even know there was such a, you could take it more serious. You know what I mean? So I started doing it when I was like 10, and then 2012, I went to Elvis Week for my first time that I can remember, because I had went to Elvis Week when I was like 3 years old, but you don't really remember none of that. I go in and I'm like, hey, there's other guys that do this. They got sideburns. And be like, hey, you have an Elvis room, not only me, and you just adapt with all these guys and become friends, like with yourself and with Richard. You meet guys that you're friends for life, and not only that, I mean, you meet these fans that there are as big of Elvis fans as what we are, because for the viewers that are watching, not only are we Elvis troubadours, but we're Elvis fans first. That's what we really are. That's what got us into this. And we do it because we love Elvis, and we want to keep his legacy going. But man, it's, and like you said, being in the Ultimate and seeing his stuff and being just like an arm length away, and you're like, you feel that emotional feel, that emotional. You're just like, man, if I could only just go back, to when he was there, that's what I always say, But so you went to the Ultimate in 2015, representing Collingwood. So I'm going to kind of ask two questions in one here, because I know some of the younger ETAs have kind of asked me this question a few times, and I kind of just wanted me to describe it. But first off, describe how like you felt, like before, during, or after, or if you want to kind of talk about all three, before your first ever competition that you ever did. And then kind of give the viewers a little insight on what it's like to be in the Ultimate. Like, what is it like to be able to be there?
So I would say when I first started, I was probably a little bit more, I don't want to use the word arrogant, but confident in myself at the beginning.
Right.
I'm thinking, what? Hey, man, I've been singing Elvis for years. I know his music, and I'm a huge fan. And I got humbled very quickly to realize that there's many other guys that are very, very talented and have the moves down to an art, every little thing, nuance. And I had a lot of growing up and learning to do. So I would say that I was humbled pretty quick early on. Now, I never thought I was going to win, but I was confident. And then I quickly became unconfident a little bit. So now I did get a lot of positive feedback, on parts. So I kept going and started having some successes. Obviously, at the Ultimate, I would say I was scared shitless, to be honest. You're like, oh my god, like,
total different atmosphere.
I am this is a different this is at a different level, and I'm very blessed and thankful that I had the opportunity to be able to experience that. I know a lot of guys will never have that opportunity, and that would love to do it. And so I don't, it's not something I took lightly. I was very, very thankful and grateful. It was a really surreal experience. And we drove down with some really close, they were started off as fans, and then became really close friends. And so our whole family drove there with them. And so to share that time, and he actually, at the beginning of COVID here, he actually passed away, the one that drove us. So, so shout out to Scott up above, hopefully watching this, but super nice family. And they were there. They've always been there for us. And anyway, the whole experience was wonderful. We really enjoyed it, so much so that I went with a group of ladies that's on a bus trip back for Elvis Week again a couple years later. I hadn't competed since that experience. I ended up doing one other competition a couple of years later for fun, but I haven't competed since. But I've had the itch. I've had the itch lately. But I will tell you, the coolest part of actually performing was I sang "Stand by Me,"
right,
the gospel song, and to have a pin drop and that silence in that theater,
yeah,
and then to have everybody stand up for you at the end. Oh my God, it was like I had shivers. It was kind of a cool.
yeah.
Like, this is just a little tiny taste of what Elvis had, like, or got, like, just an nth of his, experience. And I go, wow, that must have been something cool for him, for
Yeah,
him. You know what I mean? Like, just
absolutely.
thinking how amazing this felt just with this little tiny thing. So I don't know. That's the best I can say about that. It was just, it was a really cool experience to be able to have that. And,
Right.
I never take that for granted. That was a once in a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, is there a country where you would really want to perform as an ETA? And is there a reason why?
There's fans all over the world. I mean,
Yeah.
so, wouldn't you love to do? I would love to do the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to go everywhere, man.
Yes.
There's crazy fans everywhere. Like I would love to do Australia or Japan or over in the UK, anywhere. Like, any of those places would be an
Right.
awesome experience. The first one that jumped in mind when you said it was was Australia, and the reason why was because I met some really fun, crazy ladies from Australia at Collingwood who had come for their very first time, and they brought their big flag, and I lifted it up for them and sang the song they asked, and so it just popped in my head right away. So if I had to say one, that would be what I'd say, just because of that. These crazy, fun Aussies.
Right. Man, I agree with you. I would love to just go everywhere and do it. But Australia and the UK really sticks out to me because I've always wanted to go to both of them just to go there, as like a vacation purpose. But man, to go there and sing, it would be like, okay, my dream came true. You know what I mean? So,
well, let's do the tour, Austin.
Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely. Let's just get together and do it. I'm good with that. I'm in.
Let's go.
I'm in too. Let's do it. We'll leave. Well, I don't know if they'll let us leave tomorrow, but we might have to wait a little.
Let's gear for 2022. I got to drop a few pounds.
Okay, we'll wait till then. That works. This is probably the hardest question that any Elvis tribute artist has to answer. And I like asking some of the guys this because I like to hear some of their answers to this question. Your favorite Elvis song and Elvis movie?
My favorite Elvis song is "How Great Thou Art," and every time I sing it or hear it, it just moves me. Right. And so like you say, it's hard to say because there are so many amazing. Every time somebody asks you that question, it's like a loaded question. You're like, how do I pick? How do I pick?
Yeah. You just want to say like all of them.
It's crawfish.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome.
Anyway, there are so many, but that is the one that probably sticks out the most. My wife would say "Stand by Me" because that's her favorite song.
Right.
If she was, so I'm always the gospel stuff always moves me the most, right? So how does it not? And that's then as far as the favorite movie, there was kind of two that two that would tear back and forth. Like the obvious one for me is King Creole. Great movie. But I was kind of always partial to Rostabout for some reason. And I, as cheeky as it was, I don't know, this is the one I watched the most as a kid. I don't know. It just for whatever reason, he's on the motorcycle and he's spinning around and he's, the brawling. I don't know. For some reason, that one always kind of stuck with me. So.
Last week on the show, I asked all of the viewers for the question of the day was to name their top 5 favorite Elvis movies. And man, it took them a while to answer. Because there was just there's so many to choose from, and there's so many is good. But I have to agree with you. If I had to pick my top favorite movie, it would have to be King Creole. It would have to be King Creole. It's just something about King Creole. It's not only the music. I know every song by heart from that movie. Mm-hmm. It's great music, but it was just the way Elvis acted in his character, man. I mean, it was just incredible. It was incredible.
It was one of the opportunities where he had to actually truly act, and that's what he, as you know, that's what he wanted to do, right? He wanted to do that stuff. So it wasn't a cookie cutter situation. It was one of this.
True. Yep, that's true. So here's a tough one too. And And like I said, I like to ask some really cool questions on the show here. But if you were not an Elvis tribute artist, what career would you have chosen? Or do you know?
Well, so right now I'm divided. So I do a lot of shows, but I am a painting contractor as well during the day. Okay.
Okay.
So my big punchline. Wait for this big joke. You ready for this one?
Okay.
This is free, no charge. Whether I'm singing or painting, I'm always shake, rattle, and rolling.
Hey, that's good. That's a good one.
I always thought I would be on television or radio. Like I was in, my degrees in communications. I thought I would do something in that area or something in sales. And the painting business was just a summer job with the student painters, and it wasn't supposed to be a career. And I remember the day I said, who the hell wants to be a painter all their life? And 28 years later, here I am still. Matter of fact, tying both of these things in. Well, right now I'm sitting in my van, my painting van, because I am at another ETA's house 5 hours away from my home because I was refinishing his kitchen cabinets, and that's Mr. John Segan. John and Mason. I'm in his driveway right now. Unfortunately, he's not home from his day job right now, or else I'd bring him on with me to say hello real quick. But anyway, that's just tying it all up for you right there in one spot.
That's cool, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. So, a lot of the viewers, they like to ask this question, and I'm going to steal it from them tonight. But they always say that, I always do a segment in the show, and we'll get to that point with you here in just a few minutes. But I always have the viewers ask you guys some questions that they might want to know that I didn't ask. But this question is asked just about every week. But out of all the places you performed, all over the place, if you had to pick a favorite, could you pick one? And if so, what would it be? And if there's a reason why, you can go on to that.
Oh man. Whew. That is a load. That's a tough.
That's a tough one.
I'm torn between hosting Elvis Bingo at Caesars Windsor.
That's cool.
Where I literally was literally rolling the thing, calling the numbers, and they're like, make sure you're funny. And so, before Elvis, there was nothing, according to John Lennon, all these cheeky. But I got to sing between each session, and I would see 1,000 people each session. So I'd see about 10,000 people for the day. So that's pretty darn close to probably I don't know if it's my favorite, but probably kind of a unique situation where I saw 10,000 people in a day. But I think my favorite would probably be my trip up to Sudbury, flying up to Sudbury with my son when he was just a little guy, and watching him do his thing and really develop and start to take off as an art. He had watched and done his things, but he had his moves and he had his confidence. And next thing you know, in this one particular show, he just went out there and he lit it up. And I could see that he took some stuff from me, but he had his own personality too. And he's like, Dad, they like me more than you. They're clapping you. And I'm like, that a boy, buddy.
Man, that is awesome.
That's it's a personal thing. I know it's not nothing Elvis related per se, but it's something that is special to me just because it was with my kid, and that was his first real flight, flying anywhere and doing something different. So
that's something that you or him, neither one will ever forget, for sure. It'll be a memory. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now, if you want to go ahead and start commenting below in the comment section. If you have a question for Norm, you can go ahead and start commenting it. I will put it on the screen so he can see it, and I'll let him read it to him as well. So go ahead and start doing that while I ask him one final question here. So, man, I mean, I know we've talked about this, and you have a festival up in Canada that you do. And so tell everybody kind of how that came about. Tell them about the festival, and if it's still going on, how they can come and all that cool stuff. So go ahead and tell everybody about that.
Yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
So I've taken over what was originally the Windsor Elvis Festival. It was a sanctioned EPE event that was originally hosted by a group called the Center for Seniors, and then it subsequently changed names to Life After 50. And so for several years, they hosted this festival, and I jumped on pretty early to help support them. in their committees and stuff, and ways to help grow it and improve it. A few of us tribute artists did that as well, and so I stayed pretty involved and helped them out, and I did a lot of things with that group outside of the festival as well. And then once they decided they weren't going to head that direction anymore, it was taken over by another gentleman called named Richard Rosenthal. And Richard decided about 4 years ago that he's starting to get up there in age, and he wanted to support it, but he didn't have the energy in him anymore to do it. So I had, and at that time you would know Nance Fox. I think she was involved with him as well too.
Right.
And then, so anyway, he said, Norm, do you want to run it? And I said, I didn't want to see it die.
Right.
There's festivals that come and go, and this one had been around for 13, 14 years, give or take. So I said, absolutely, let's jump on board and run with it. And I had to work on a shoestring budget for the first couple of years because how these things go. I mean, from your own production stuff, it's a lot of work and a lot of risk and a lot of money involved. But we were growing it, having some successes, starting to see some really cool things. 2 years ago, Victoria came for the 25th anniversary of the Speedway movie.
Awesome.
That was pretty cool. And so anyway, I still have it. People during COVID, people were like, Norm, please, all these other ones are getting canceled. Don't cancel. See, and I was like, thankfully, I didn't have the venue or the issues. I didn't have a lot of the big charges that most festivals would have right away.
Right.
So I was able to kind of hold on and see where this goes.
Right.
So I haven't technically canceled it for this year, but we're teetering. We're real darn close, you know. It'll probably won't happen until 2021 at this point now. Instead, what we're doing is we're actually doing a drive-in theater next Friday night. Gotcha. And so I've got Mason Segan, John Segan, Sean Carroll at a kitchen. I don't know if you've ever met Sean before or not.
Yep.
Super great guy. And they've been there for me in the past with the festivals and stuff. So they're coming down, and my daughter's opening up for us with the band. So that's going to be kind of cool. I took my daughter to see the Queen tribute the week before that they did, and everybody's honking their horn after every song, and they're playing it on the radio, and it was kind of a cool experience. So I'm looking forward to that next Friday. But that's probably as close to my festival as I'm going to get this year. I'm guessing it's not going to happen. As much as I'm still hoping and on a slim prayer, I probably have to make that decision this month sometime, because it'll have to happen. If it's going to happen, it'll happen the first week in November, and which is a pushback from where we would normally have it. For a couple of years we used to have it at that time. Then we bumped it up, and now I've pushed it back. So I'm hoping, but I'm doubtful. But if anybody does want to check it out, they can check it out under my page, Norm Ackland Jr. or Windsor King Fest. So Windsor King Fest, you can go to that on Facebook, and there'll be announcements about that and all sorts of ways of how to reach out to us.
Okay, awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, man. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. We got some questions here for you. This is from Barb, and she says, Norm, do you do shows outside of Ontario in Canada?
I have. I haven't in a while. So I've been to Florida, and I've been to Michigan, and I've been to South Carolina, but not to perform.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right.
So anyway, that was a hint, by the way.
Okay, I got you.
I would be happy to go. I'm happy to travel. I have done shows outside of Ontario, but the majority of them are in southwestern Ontario, just because it's close to home, right? So
right.
Within a 4-hour radius, and I've done some in because we're right across from the border. Like, we're right across from Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
So my wife actually works in Taylor, Michigan, so she crosses the border on a daily basis. So
daily basis. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, here's another question for Penny. This is a good question. If you could ask Elvis anything, what would it be?
I would probably ask him, what does he think about all of us tribute artists?
That's true. That's good.
I'm curious as to whether he would think it's, does he look at it and go and be flattered at this point? I know how, he sent that letter to the gentleman about doing your own thing way back in the day, but I wonder after this many years, would he be flattered and humbled that people are still doing it and paying tribute to the next generation? Or would he go, wow, like, guys, get a life? I don't know. I don't know what he would think, right?
Yeah, true. That's true. All right. Great question, Penny. All right, here's another one here. This is from Margaret. What is the Elvis song, I guess in your opinion, is the most difficult to learn and why?
Um, I'll give two. I would say Polk Salad Annie, just because just getting the moves and the timing down and
Yeah,
all
it's a
that stuff.
killer.
That one's a killer. And people ask for this at every single show that I've ever done. And it's not that it's hard to learn, but it's hard as hell to sing. Jailhouse Rock.
I agree. Speaking of that, I actually was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, you know what? I said, I don't think anybody will ever sing Jailhouse Rock like Elvis, because he had that raw tone, and it is hard to sound like that.
Let me tell you, whenever I get asked for it, I don't do the original. I'll do that fast step-up version of it.
Smart.
Because it's a little easier to sing, right?
Absolutely. I agree with you on that. I agree with you. All right, here's one more question. This is from Monique. She says, have you met any of Elvis's family?
So very, very briefly at Elvis Week meeting. I don't know. I would say a hello, like as simple as that. Was Benjamin, and that was in 2017. So that would be about as close to his actual family that I was offered to meet Priscilla when she came to Collingwood, and I chose not to. I was good friends with the restaurant owner where she was eating dinner, and they did offer me to go back, and I just didn't feel right to go impose. Like, she doesn't know me from anybody else, so I didn't want to do that. But anyway, that's about as close as I can.
Awesome, man. Well, look, man, it's been fun having you on. And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are still tuning in with us tonight, we're going to get Norm back on a little bit later. We're going to get him and Richard on at the same time, and we're going to do a little Elvis trivia.
Can I just say one last thing for you there, Austin?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
The last time I watched you perform, I was mesmerized.
Well, thank you.
And honestly, I took copious notes. And the next time we're together, I'm going to have you judge to see whether I can get anywhere near that level at some point. Maybe give me some more pointers and tips, because
absolutely.
I told you I want you at my festival, and I want you to sing with us, because
absolutely
you have an amazing talent. You're a super great guy. I'm not just saying that because we're on your show. I would tell you this behind the stage as much as I'm saying it right now. So I wish you lots of continued success. This is a really cool thing you're doing here, and I'm just very grateful you gave me an opportunity to come and chat with you.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you so much for the kind words. And, man, anytime you want me at your festival, man, I'd love to be there.
We'll make it happen.
Awesome, man. All right, we'll get you back on in just a little bit. And thank you again for coming on tonight, man. All
right. Give Richard the gears for me. Tell him I said hi.
Okay, I will. We'll see you in a few.
See you in a few.
All right, bye. All right, Norm Ackland Jr., ladies and gentlemen, great guy, great person all around, man. Thank you again, Norm, for coming on, and thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate that very, very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now we're going to take a quick, short, or long, it depends on what's happening here. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back with Weekly Chats with us, so don't change that channel, because we'll be right back in just a few.
When the going gets tough, we forge ahead. Pigeon Forge is all of us.
We're minding the daily grind.
We're helping neighbors.
We're looking on the bright side.
We are navigating through uncharted waters.
We're setting an extra place at the table.
We know the show will go on.
We're always looking up.
We're brewing a new spirit.
Pigeon Forge is all of us, forging ahead so that we can welcome friends and family back home again when the time is right.
Hey everybody, Austin Irby here. I want to personally invite you out to the 2021 Austin Irby Fan Retreat, March 25th through the 28th, 2021 in the Great Smoky Mountains of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. This 4-day, 3-night fan retreat in the Great Smoky Mountains, how much better can it get? So you need to come and join us. because we are going to have 3 full concerts featuring myself and my other performers for the fan retreat, activities, meet and greets, and so much more. Joining me for the 2021 Austin Every Fan Retreat is the 2015 Ultimate Elvis Tribute Artist Champion, Mr. David Lee, award-winning entertainer and tribute artist Michael Chambliss, award-winner singer, songwriter, and tribute artist Travis Powell, award-winning entertainer and tribute artist Matt Cordell, and the incredible Samantha Chambliss. You do not want to miss the 2021 Austin Every Fan Retreat. As you can see by the lineup, it is going to be incredible. All you need to do is go to AustinEveryEntertainment.com, click on the Austin Every Fan Retreat tab to find out more information, fill out your registration form, and buy your packages. You can do it all right there online at AustinEveryEntertainment.com. I look forward to seeing you at the 2021 Austin Every Fan Retreat, March 25th through the 28th, 2021 in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Be there or be square. 2021 Austin Every Fan Retreat. Like I said, be there or be square. That's the best way to put it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it comes in the time of the show where it is time
for question of the day.
That's right. It is time for the question of the day. There it is right there on the screen for you guys. So go ahead and begin to comment your answers. What's your favorite Elvis and non-Elvis song? Okay, your favorite Elvis and non-Elvis song. Go ahead and start commenting your answers right now in the comment sections below. We're going to take one more 30-second commercial break, and when I come back, we're going to check out your answers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
We have a rich legacy at the University of South Carolina, serving our state, nation, and the world. Discoveries that lead to healthier, more educated communities with students who push boundaries, persevere, because as a Gamecock, there are no limits to what you can achieve.
All right, if you missed the question of the day, there it is right there again on the screen. What's your favorite Elvis and non-Elvis song? We already got some comments coming in. I see Margaret put Solitaire and Hallelujah. Jackie Parker put Love Me. Cassidy put Elvis, I Was the One. Madonna put Hurt. Let's see. Gail, nice. Are You Lonesome Night and Hello Darling. That's fantastic. Great. Monique, How Great They Are, and Buddy Holly, That'll Be the Day. Great song choices, guys. All right, we got a couple more coming in here. Let's see, what else? Laura, I Believe, favorite, Elvis. Dust in the Wind. Wow, awesome. That's an awesome choice. Awesome choice. All right, Amber Reed, what's up? Elvis, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Non-Elvis, right now, it's Robbery. Awesome. That's cool. That's awesome. All right, we're going to do a few more here. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. Barb put Unchained Melody by Elvis and Hallelujah. Hallelujah is a fantastic song. For those of you who don't know, it is great. Awesome. Thank you guys for commenting. Please continue to comment the answer to that question. I know I don't have time to get everybody on here tonight, but go ahead and start commenting, because after every show, I go back and look at all these comments. So I look forward to seeing everybody's answers every week to the question of the day. So go ahead and keep commenting your answers. Now, here's my answer. Favorite Elvis song, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like any other Elvis tribute artist or anybody. It's hard to pick. It depends on the mood. For me, it depends on the mood I'm in. Right now, my favorite song that has been stuck in my head that just will not go away is a song from the movie It Happened at the World's Fair, and it's called Happy Ending. Happy ending, happy ending. Yeah, that song. That's a great song. That's all I'm singing. I'm not singing anymore. Great song. I love it. It's at the end of It Happened at the World's Fair. Final song, final scene. That would be my favorite Elvis song. Favorite non-Elvis song. That's hard too, but I will have to narrow it down, and I will tell you guys this: that Elvis Presley is, if you look on my list of heroes and artists that have influenced me, Elvis is number one. But there's a guy that's right under Elvis that's second, and that's Keith Urban. I really love Keith Urban's music. I love how he entertains the audience. I love how he plays guitar. I mean, he just does everything incredible. And from the videos I saw and the behind the scenes stuff that I see. He seems like a great person. Would love to meet him someday. But I'd have to say a song that he sings called Making Memories of Us. I think that's the correct term for the song. That would be my favorite non-Elvis song, would be his song, that right there. I even sing that song myself in some of my shows. So I loved that song as well. So there you go. There's my answer. I tried to sum it up for you guys. So anyway, but continue to comment those answers. I look forward to seeing them every week. All right, ladies and gentlemen, are y'all ready for this? I don't know if we're ready for this or not. We're gonna bring my next guest on. Man, I'm gonna tell you guys, God, I've known this guy for, I can't even count, but I'm gonna go and put his picture up there. I don't know how long I've known this guy. I've known him for a very, very long time. But let's go ahead and get him on the screen right now. The one and only Mr. Richard Wolff. What is happening, man? What's up?
What's going on? Good.
How are you with all this going on right now?
Getting old. I'm getting old, man.
Here's a funny story here for you. I was talking to my grandparents the other day, and I told my grandparents, because I haven't seen them in a while, because they're very close to like very up in age.
Right.
And I don't want to, they're saying that the older folks, are really high risk of this. So I don't want to go see them or anything like that. And I told my grandpa the other day, I said, you know what? I said, the next time you see me, I'll be on a walker and gray-headed by the time the next time you see me.
Exactly. So, I was combing my hair earlier, and I seen some gray. I was like, uh-oh. This COVID stuff's crazy, man.
It's crazy, man. I tell you. So other than that, man, how's life been?
Life's been good. Life's been lazy. That's for sure. Life has been lazy. Just been
Xbox, PlayStation.
That's it.
You're like me. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, we have a lot in common. So that's a cool thing, though. That's a cool thing.
I am a gamer.
I love it. I am more into the gaming. I am more into like the Call of Duty stuff.
That's not me.
And sports.
I'm sports. I'm all sports.
Madden. I play Madden. They don't come out with the NCAA anymore.
No.
The last one they come out with was 14. Man, I still play it over and over and over all the time.
For sure.
But I'm more of a sports guy. But I did get into Call of Duty for a little while. I have almost all the games, but I'm more of a sports guy. But I love it too, so I know how you feel. Oh man! All right, man. Let's go ahead and kick this off and let's have some fun. So,
yes,
what made you decide to embark on a career as an Elvis tribute artist?
Oh man, well, going back to like 2010, 11, started. I actually was a model at first.
Really?
And I was modeling and just for like sports clothes and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then basically what happened, I seen an ETA named Anthony Vaughn, and he's been doing it for I don't know how long. And I basically just I was memorized by it, and he was wearing the Golden May jacket, so I was just like, man, that guy looks weird. But then I realized who Elvis was and all that kind of stuff, and started getting into it. And I literally started about 10 minutes away from here. And just for you guys know, I absolutely sucked when I started. Like I sucked. And I sang with Elvis. Like that's how bad I was.
Oh, okay.
I was that bad. And so basically I started off from there. Practice makes perfect, I'm not perfect, but I'm almost there.
Right.
So basically, that's how it all started, and traveled, and it's been fun ever since.
Absolutely.
Don't regret a thing.
Absolutely. So how old were you when you did your first performance, and do you remember where it was?
I do. It was at Battlefield Park. It's about 10 minutes away from here, actually. And I was about probably 11 years old. And I did songs. I did songs from the Aloha from Hawaii, and it was my worst decision ever. So
wow.
I picked. There's Richard for you.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you, my first performance, I might have been 11 or 12, somewhere in that range. And it was at about 30 minutes from here where I live. Because we were talking a while ago about small towns. I live in a small town. To me, it's small, but this town's somewhat bigger, and it's 30 minutes away from me. It's where my grandparents live. But I was singing for a outside festival to help raise money for hospice.
Oh, wow. Great.
And it was my first one. I had on a Party City jumpsuit, man. And at that time,
start with those?
when I first began, man, and a lot of people don't know this, and this is probably something I could put into my Did You Know and get more in depth with it, but I would do my first like 30 minutes of the show or first hour or whatever, I would do full Temptation set.
Nice.
And I'd have on like these cool suits like what they would wear, and I'd do full Temptations. And then I'd go into the Elvis. And man, I'll never forget when I first performed, this is how I sang the whole time. I looked like I was praying the whole time because I never looked at the audience. I always looked at my feet and I kept my eyes closed. I never once. And you know, I've told people this before, and a lot of people's like, you would never tell that now.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, exactly right.
And so I mean, it's you know, it's really cool for the viewers that are watching, the interesting stories we all can tell you from when we first started. Before I go any further with your questions, we got a great friend on here that's joined us tonight. Jacob Roman is watching.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man? I hope you're doing well.
Love that dude.
Yes, great guy. So anyway, is there any type of embarrassing story with your first performance? Because I have an embarrassing one in my first performance, but you have an embarrassing.
I am that guy that happens to everything. So
yeah.
I am that guy. So basically, I was in Collingwood, and I was headlining the year after I represented the Collingwood, and I come up on stage, and I'm singing. I think I was singing "Burning Love," and normally Collingwood has like all the autism in the front and all that kind of stuff, and their little gate, whatever.
Correct.
So this lady was eating a hot dog, and and she's eating the hot dog and all that kind of stuff. And I think I was singing I think it was like "Burning Love" or something like that.
Right.
And about 20 minutes after, I look at her and she's getting really pale in the face. And this is when I'm on stage, and she chalked all over herself, like threw up. And in my mind, I'm like, man, do I really suck that bad? So I was like, oh, so I tried to get some medical attention for her and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably the most like embarrassing moment. I'm just like, man, I really suck, don't I? You know, I was like,
the most embarrassing moment on stage, man.
Yeah,
Lord have mercy.
I laughed about it after, but I hope she's all right. So
and you're gonna get a kick out of this, and this is why I'm gonna share it because you're on here, because you're gonna get a kick out of this. And I've told this on the show a little bit from time to time. My cousin Tina's watching. Hello, how are you? Man, I was in Valdosta, Georgia, and I have been doing this show in Valdosta, man, annually since 2012. It's for Actos, which is an Alzheimer's association that's in Valdosta. And I do it every year to help raise money for them. So
that's great.
I was in there. Before the show started. Let me recap this. Before the show started, my mom and my grandparents, which my grandparents don't go as much anymore, but they were on the front row. And this lady comes in. Man, she's got on like full leopard outfit, like no joke, from head to toe, man. No joke. Okay. So she comes in, and her seat is right beside my grandpa. Okay.
Talk about Eye of the Tiger.
And I'm like, Lord have mercy. And so my grandpa doesn't meet a stranger. He loves talking to everybody. So he's talking to this lady, and she's like, oh, I seen this guy on a billboard, man. He looks like he's good. And I said, do you know him? And my grandpa's like, no, I've never met him. You know, just acting like he didn't even know me, right? So anyway, to make a long story short, I come out on stage, and the stage, man, is so high that you really can only see like the front row. You can only see their heads. You can't even see their body. I mean, it's so high. And so anyway, at one point in the show, I had no clue because I couldn't see that far, and it was so dark that at one point she got on her hands and knees and was crawling like a cat toward me on the stage, man. So I'm like, so they tell me this after the show, right? So I'm like, what? You know, this is crazy. So anyway, so they tell me this at intermission. Let me correct that. So then the show ends. I'm singing Cannot Fall in Love. I get almost to the end. I see out of the corner of my eye, here she comes. She got on the stage somehow because there's stairs that leads up on the front from the audience. So she goes on and she just like lapped like her arms around me, and I can't move. So my microphone's like this. So I'm trying to sing. And she's like, so then they have security there at the theater. So they come out and get her off stage. And man, I'm like, man, she wore that leopard outfit for a reason. She's a cat. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Come to find out, the most hilarious thing, she is a doctor at the hospital behind the auditorium. For real. No joke.
Oh, man.
So that is one of my embarrassing, because when I found that, I was just like, what? What just happened?
Right.
So that's a crazy, crazy
That's
story.
Definitely crazy, my friend.
I thought I'd share that one with you. So man, you have been in numerous competitions all across the United States and Canada.
Too many.
Man, as an ETA competing in these contests, man, for us, we know it requires, for those you watch, it requires a lot of work, preparation. Like the Ultimate, Richard's been in the Ultimate before 2013. Am I right?
That is correct.
2013. And people have asked me kind of over the years, and I kind of touched this with Norm as well, but about the Ultimate, and they asked, what's it like being in the Ultimate that's so special? Kind of what's your take on that from your point of view? Like I asked Norman, what is it about the Ultimate?
Honestly, for me, because when I represented Collingwood, I was the first ever non-pro to ever go to the Ultimate.
Right.
So for that saying, I had no expectations making the top 10. I was just going down there just to have some fun and just get an experience. And I kid you not, because you have to pick 30 songs. And so I really wanted to do Clam Bake, because Clam Bake's one of my all-time favorites. And so from that, I basically took my point of view on it, and everyone, got great songs like How Great Thou Art, Hound Dog, and then here's me who has That's Right Mama out of every song.
I remember that.
So basically I'm like, oh, this is great. So I go up on stage or whatever, because they take you by 6. And
right.
I literally, all I seen when I walked out was big letters of tinfoil that said Dean Z on it.
Right.
I just walked out and I did what I had to do. But for me, it was more nerve-wracking than anything. Because for me, like, watching all these guys that I've admired since I started, like, you had Dwight Eisenhower, Jay Dupree, yourself, like, all these guys that are polished to be there, and I felt like I wasn't polished enough. I should have learned more before I went to the Ultimate. For me, it was nerve-wracking, to be honestly, like, you know what I mean? And like, guys have been doing it for like 30 or 40 years, like, you know what I mean, who have had the experience, like, or have been to the Ultimate like a couple more times before that.
Right.
They have the upper hand, but me, I was just going for, like, be like, hey, I was one of the best in 2013. I just took it and ran with it, and I had fun doing it. Don't get me wrong. Like, the guys are great, like super helpful. But for me, it was nerve-wracking. So
yeah, I mean, my first year in the Ultimate was the year after that, was 2014, and I was like you. I mean, I had just turned 18. I really didn't know what the Ultimate was about. I actually gave up walking with my class at graduation to go compete in Myrtle Beach to try to go, and I got fortunate enough to win to go. And man, when I got there, when I walked in the door, the year you did it, was it at the Orpheum still?
No, it was in the big auditorium.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I go backstage to the Orpheum, man, and I just stop when I go in there, and I see Adam Fitzpatrick and Ted Torres and Kevin Mills, and I'm thinking,
man, it was just like, oh God,
I'm thinking, what in the world am I doing here?
Yeah, exactly. Watch these guys on Facebook, and like, they have their stuff like polished, and like, they know the dance, like, that's the big dance you want to go to. I get that. That's why all these ETAs strive for. Like, you want to go to the dance. You want the zip with the zap. Like, what I mean? So,
and I mean, it's like, I was just in like awe. And then when you're standing on the stage with all the guys and you look and you're like, who cares what happens? I'm just happy to be here.
I had no expectation. I literally turned my back. I was like, why are you guys nervous for? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not, like, I already know I'm not making it. So like, I already had my, I already, because that year in my year, I had, you name, I think all 5 Ultimates right now, Ben Thompson, Jay Dupree, Dwight, David Lee, all those guys were there. And I'm like, if I have a chance and I make it through, there's definitely something wrong. I was like, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong.
You'll take it.
Definitely something wrong.
Yeah. And, and we learned, and you can agree with me on this, I'm pretty sure, but we learned so much from being there our first year, because when I went back in 16, man, I felt I knew what I was there for. I realized it. I was more confident. I was more prepared, because the ultimate, you really have to really prepare very, very
man, you
hard
gotta
for it.
Like talk about like studying, like, you know, you get one song, like, you know what I mean? Well, the last couple of years you get two, but like when I went, there was only one song. That's it. You're one and done. Yep. Like, you know what I mean? So if you mess up that song, you know, that's your own fault, you know? So it was either one or done, like, you know what I mean? So you really need to study Elvis to, you know, in that particular era, or like, you know, even footage, like, you know, and I was just talking about this earlier about hand gestures. Elvis had really good hand gestures. Like, you know what I mean? Signature moments and stuff like that. So if you really got to study and don't study off ETAs. Study off Elvis.
That's right.
Like, you know what I mean? Because they get the same material. Like, you know, so that's the way I feel about it. And like, you know, it was a tough time, but at the same point, it was all fun at the end.
Right. I was going through my archives, is what I like to call it, here on my computer, man. And I ran across a couple of pictures. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I do. That was I think I placed second, you know?
You look so sad in that photo.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was like, I'm definitely third. I think I was third. Because Bruce already got announced. And then I'm like, there's no way. I told you from the beginning of the contest when you were with Joyce. I said, buddy, you have this in the bag. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, he's like, no, man. You're like, you know, you came back from the altar. And I'm like, buddy, I live an hour away from here. You live 3 hours away from here. They're going to give it to you. Like, you know, and you absolutely crushed it. And I said, hey, I told you that I lied.
That was my first year at Collingwood. And I was happy to win the pro early division, man, and be able to come back the following year in headline. And man, it was incredible. And that's the same year that Norm represented them in the ultimate. And man, it was an awesome experience. I love Collingwood, and I'm sad that it's gone, but man, it was great. And I can
honestly say Collingwood put me on the map. Collingwood is the reason why, like, you know, publicity and all that kind of stuff, and like competing each year, and like it's like a big family reunion for me. Like, you know what I mean? You get to see all the guys, and you know what they've improved on from last year. You know, and you see guys when they're competing, because there's like over 100 guys competing from like 8 years old to like, you know, 40 or 50. You know, so you really see like guys, and you get to see them each year improving. And, you know, it makes me happy as an Elvis fan. Like, you know what I mean? They're really studying, and it shows. Like, you know, when they're making top 5 or making top 10, you know, so it really shows. And, you know, I'm happy for them. Like, you know what I mean? Because they're really studying, and they have something to look forward to every year.
Right.
That's what I loved about Collingwood.
And, you know, for the viewers that are watching that have never been to Collingwood, period, or been to the festival, I'm gonna go back to this photo really quick. But we're standing on stage, and we're actually in a hockey arena, if I'm correct. Ain't that right?
Yeah, the hockey arena,
There is thousands and thousands of people out there in front of us. It is a huge place, and I loved it. And I ran across another photo, and I believe this was in Canada as well. This might have been like my 3rd or 4th time there, and I believe this is in Cambridge. Do you remember this?
I do, yes.
That's been a long time.
Damn, I was good looking. Yes, that was in Cambridge. I think that was the first time you came to Canada, no?
I'm not sure.
Because you did that Cambridge show with Joyce.
Okay, that might have been my first time. It might have been 2014.
Yeah.
Because then I came back to Collingwood the next year. Okay.
Right.
Okay, yeah. I remember that. That's a nice. It was the Newfoundland Club. Is that right?
Yeah. I remember outside of Boston Pizza, you did your chicken dance.
Yes, I remember that. We went to it was who all went? Me, you, Tim, Brennan,
bunch of us. I think that was the only ETAs.
Yeah, there was a bunch of us that went.
And they were almost about to close until they found out there was like 15, 17 people coming.
It was like, oh, we'll open. Come on in. We'll want your money.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll serve.
Oh, man. Oh, good times, man. Good times. Oh, man. Lord. Okay,
never
man.
A dull moment.
No, never. So, man, you know, a lot of people kind of ask me this, and you can kind of touch on this, and you don't have to go all into details and give all your secrets away, but describe the process of turning yourself into stage ready as an Elvis tribute artist. Like the process. How do you get in the mood in the process?
It sucks. No, it's I basically have makeup, and you know, I think my the hair is one thing, because like Elvis had perfect hair. Like, you know, so for me, like hair is like the one thing, and making sure like you don't put on too much makeup, because like if you cake it on, it really looks gross. And I've had episodes by myself, and I've done it too many times because every lighting's different.
Yes.
So you really gotta focus on like your lighting and all that kind of stuff on the stage. Normally in every contest they show you your stage where you're performing and stuff like that. So really got to know your lightings. But basically I just try to make myself look thinner. Basically, like, you know, because Elvis was so tiny. Like, you know what I mean? He was like 180 pounds. So basically just stuff like that. Just easy stuff.
Man, that's awesome. So if it were possible, somebody asked this question a while ago, and I'm gonna borrow it from them. If it were possible, what would you like to ask Elvis if you got to see him, and what would you actually say to him?
Why? Like, you know, basically, you know, you have everything, and basically, like, you know what I mean? And he struggled so much in life, and because all he wanted to do was just be normal, and he couldn't do that, unfortunately. So because of his status of being, you know, the man. So I would just ask him why, like, you know, he abused all those drugs that he was taking and stuff like that, because everyone misses Elvis. Don't get me wrong. Like, I always think, like, till this day, what would Elvis look like when he was like 80, you know, or 81? So, you know what I mean? Or what would he be doing? Like, you know what I mean? Would he be going to these festivals if there was festivals, or just stuff like that? Like, you know what I mean? I would get to a personal level, because Elvis always liked someone that was honest with him.
True.
So, you know, for me, I wouldn't ask him to be like, hey, you know, what kind of cars you have, or like, you know, just be honest with him and be like, why do you have to do all this to hurt yourself and hurt people around you? Like, you know what I mean? That loved you truly and dearly. So that's my 2 cents on that. I know it's a punch, but that's the way I feel about it.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know.
All right. So, what Elvis costume is your favorite? And if there's a reason why, give us the insight on the reason why.
Honestly, I like any suit. Like, it's so hard because like the 50s only have like the gold lame and the Tupelo shirt. So yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, or the Dorsey Brothers jacket or the Hollywood jacket, like, you know. But I would have to, any suit from 1974 to 75 is like my jumpsuits. I love the tiger. I love the peacock. I love the gypsy suit. That's one of my favorites. Any suit from that, I think they're so unique, and it says every suit that I feel Elvis wore had something little bit to do with him. So, you know, like Elvis's favorite bird was a peacock. So, and when he wore the aloha, he wanted to symbolize America because he was proud to be an American. So, you know, I feel like those suits really say something about Elvis, and so.
True.
But yeah, anything from 74 to 75 has been like my favorite jumpsuits.
Gotcha. All right, we got a good friend watching again. Darren Everglades. What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
What's up? Oh man, everybody's saying, Richard, you're looking good, and they're missing you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh,
I have lost quite a bit of weight, so awesome. I instead of with the whole COVID thing, like, you know, getting lazy and like eating all this junk food, man, I'm trying to like maintain it, you know. So
right. Hey, man, you know, I'll be truthful with you. During all of this, that was what I worried about. You know, I was like, gosh, you know, I'm not going to be doing anything. Like, what am I going to do? You know, what am I going to do? So
if I get over 300 pounds, the only suit I can wear is the sundial, and I don't want to wear a sundial, man.
Man, I'll be truthful with you. I'm not a, what's the word for it? I'm not a fitness freak, if that makes sense. I'm not the type of person that wants to go out and run 5 miles a day.
I'll walk it. I won't run.
I'm more of a type of guy, kind of like you, Xbox or whatever. You know, who cares about none of that? But man, during all of this, you know, I thought, you know, what do I got to lose? So I've become doing this fitness program and eating better, and man, I feel better. So it's like I look at myself in the mirror and I go, well, darn, Austin, I didn't think you'd ever do anything like this, but you are. You know. So man, over the years, exactly, and you might have touched on this a few minutes ago, and I might have not heard you, but how long have you been an Elvis tribute artist exactly?
I think it's other than this year, it would have been my 13th years in ETA.
Wow.
So
awesome.
13 years on the road. I have some great memories. I have some bad ones.
Right.
But yeah, 13 years is an ETA.
So speaking over those 13 years, man, describe some of your most memorable moments and your most biggest highlights.
So, well, the ultimate would be one, like, you know what I mean? Collingwood winning, like, Collingwood's number one for me, like, very unexpected, because I was backstage getting changed. So, they took almost an hour to find the tabulations and all kind of stuff, and Rosemary had to call Memphis, or EPE, to let them know, like, hey, this is the situation. And an hour later, they came back, and it was like a non-pro can go too. So a good friend of mine, Mitch Brock, he's one of the managers that run, like,
great guy.
And so he's like, hey, Rich, you need to get changed again. And I was like in my boxers. So I'm getting changed. I'm ready to go to the after party. So like, I was like, crap. Okay. So I got to get back into this stuff. It's already sweaty and gross. So I'm doing clam bake, like, you know what I mean? So I'm putting this stuff back on. I'm sitting there. And they're like representing the Collingwood Elvis Festival, Richard Wolfe. And man, let me tell you, I am such an ugly crier. And yeah, so that was the most money I've ever won in a contest. I think it was like almost $9,000. I'm like, why are you giving a 18-year-old $9,000? Like, you know,
shopping spree.
Yeah. I spoiled myself at Lansky's, and the rest is history, because half of that was gone when I left Lansky's.
I feel you.
But that was a memorable experience. I've been on a couple cruise ships with you also. So Joyce took me on 2 of those, and those have been amazing experiences for me, like, as an entertainer, because I'm such a people's person. So I like to see, like, where people's like backgrounds are from and stuff like that. So when I think one of the destinations was like Belize, and Belize, Mexico, and like, the way they live and for the way I live is totally different. And sometimes I'm very blessed for what I have. So because they're unfortunate to what they live and their circumstances. But for me, like, you know, it really gives you a setback. And it's like, wow, like, you know what I mean? I really do have it good. Like, you know, your parents tell you all the time, you know, your parents, you got it good, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that really set back for me. So those are just some memories. Like, you know what I mean? I love hanging out with the dudes. And, you know, just giving a good laugh, because for me, I'm a jokester. Everyone knows that. So, like, you know what I mean? I like to put a smile on your face. Even if, you know, you're nervous as heck, I'm that guy to break the seal for you, man. And
that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? I just like, hey, dude, come on. We've done this millions of times. Like, you know, I should be, like, you know, a counselor for ETAs. Like, you know,
that'd be cool. You know, I'll tell you something. And like I said, Richard and I have known each other for quite some time. And just about every contest that I'm at, you know, whether he makes the finals and I don't, or I make the finals and he don't, you know, I remember that, you know, and I think this might have been in Georgia. Were you in Georgia 2018 when I won?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember, and I'll never forget this, that Richard comes back, he goes running back through the door, and this is before we go out to do the announcements, and he just puts his arms on both of my shoulders, and we're like face to face, and he goes, "You're gonna win this doggone thing." And he just kept telling me that, and I'm like, no. And he's like, yes. And then after it was over, he goes, "See, I told you." Every time we're in a contest, that happens every time.
Yeah, I'm 2 for 2.
I know. Oh man. So last question, and I asked Norm this question, but I love asking the Elvis tribute artists this, because you know, a lot of the fans and the viewers that are watching, you know, they ask us some of these questions, and I like to touch base on questions I know people ask me, because I know they probably ask you guys as well. But of being in the Elvis tribute artist world, man, and being an ETA for so long, I mean, in your opinion, you know, what's the best part about it? And the reason I'm asking this, I'm gonna put a little twist on it more than I did on Norm's, but to make it different. But for somebody that's watching tonight that didn't even know the Elvis world existed until we started talking about it, I mean, describe to them what's so special about that and being an ETA.
Man, it's like, for me, like, I have friends at home, like, so it's my friends from my personal life to my Elvis family is 2 different things. I don't really talk about, like, the whole Elvis thing to my friends. So like, I look up to, like, a lot of Elvis family, like Brent Freeman, Matt Cage, Dan Barella, Tim, like, those guys are like my uncles. So like, I really touch base with them every single day. And, you know, we joke back and forth. You see me and Brent all the time joking around. And, but I feel like, you know, it's the camaraderie of the brotherhood that we all share one thing, and that's Elvis.
Right.
Like, you know, so if it's so cool how one man can bring so many people together.
Absolutely.
And be so grateful and cherish the same things that he cherished. And, you know, a lot of ETAs, you know, they share jumpsuits, and like, you know, if some suits ripped, or, you know, they borrow, or someone doesn't have the right shoe, like, you know what I mean? It's the brotherhood, like, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, what size are you? Like, you know what I mean? 9. I remember one year in Collingwood, I forgot my socks, and Taylor Rodriguez let me borrow his socks.
Yeah.
And I asked him if he wanted them back, but they're sweaty. But I was like, he's like, no, you can just have them. But like, you know what I mean? It's really cool, like the camaraderie of the brotherhood, and that's the way I feel about it. But you know, some people have different opinions, but that's my opinion, anyways.
Right. I think that's a great answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are watching right now, if you want to go ahead and start commenting, if you got any questions for Richard, I'll put them on the screen and read them to him, and he'll answer them, unless he don't want to, but we'll see how it goes.
I don't want him.
I don't want to. So go ahead and start making those comments right now. And I do want to, there's a lot of folks that are on here saying they miss you, Richard, and
miss you guys too.
They hope to see you soon. Some of the BVDs, Beth's on here. A lot of people. All right. So
sweet. Thank you.
Here's a question for you. This is from Amber Gallant. I'm not good with names, so bear
Amber
with me.
Gallant. I see it.
Gallant. Okay, thank you. Favorite artist other than Elvis?
Oh, the great Garth Brooks, 100%.
Oh, tell him we were talking about this before, but tell him you just went and saw that Garth and all that, right?
Actually, with Amber, we went to the drive-in. He was doing his national concert, and we went to go see him. Garth is like my all-time favorite with Elvis. So
awesome.
It's like
awesome.
Yours is Keith, mine's Garth. I'll listen to anything Garth.
Oh, so, I love him too, man. He's got great songs too.
Oh yeah.
All right, this is from Margaret. How many Elvis outfits do you have?
I actually just sold a bunch because I'm restocking. Jumpsuits are just like I got about 7 50s jackets. I have 5 jumpsuits. I got about 6 or 7 movie outfits, and a bunch of like fancy shirts like this, like, you know, because I don't want to be wearing like a Nike shirt in an Elvis festival.
That's me. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. All right, here's a hey Cookie, good to see you. Let's see. There's a lot of them popping up here. Okay, here's one from Penny. What's your favorite place to play? Where's your favorite place to play?
Oh man, you know, if I don't have to, I'm not going to say Collingwood. There's two in mind. I would have to say the Penticton Elvis Festival. I really love it out there.
Right.
Because all you see is just nothing but beautiful mountains, and the atmosphere is unbelievable. The Elvis fans are absolutely crazy in the West. And Las Vegas. I've had the opportunity to perform at the Golden Nugget, so that was pretty cool. So
nice.
Just say it's an ETA to go to the Holy Grail of all of them. Like, you know what I mean? To be in Las Vegas was really neat too.
Awesome. All right, here's a question. This is from Cassidy.
Hello, Cassidy.
For those of you who don't know, she does all this fancy work, that all these videos that
Austin doesn't know how to do.
Thank you. I just try to direct. Anyway,
good job, Cassidy.
If you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Oh,
that's difficult.
Japan. The reason why it was Japan, those Elvis fans are nuts out there.
Oh yeah.
I hear so many things. Like Dwight was telling me, like there's so many Elvis fans, there's so many tribute artists out there.
Right.
Like it's crazy. So I would love to see the atmosphere and like their festivals and like all their stuff and all the Elvis fans out there. I think it'd be so neat.
Yeah.
Seeing someone's different atmosphere. Cool.
True. That's true. All right. Here's one from Beth. BVDs. How are you?
What's up, beautiful?
Does Richard have plans to be in the United States this next year?
No. Because of COVID. No. No. It's honestly, it's a toss up because I would love to. I love the States. I love you crazy women. And it's right now it's a toss up because of COVID. So right now our borders are opening up September 21st. So we'll see what happens with all that. But right now, no.
Right now, no. All right, here's one from Laura Smith. When are you coming back to Windsor?
When am I coming back to Windsor? Whenever you guys want me back in Windsor. There's no plans of right now. I've been kind of like taking the whole Elvis thing one day at a time, basically, because everybody's shows are being canceled and all that kind of stuff. So, and plus we all have to be careful, like you know what I mean. So if we all get together and stay safe, like you know what I mean, I think that's the best thing right now because no one wants to be sick right now. So
no. All right, we got one more question here. This is from Helen. Favorite Elvis song to perform?
Hello, Beautiful. And that's so hard. Because I'm all over the place, man. I love doing different stuff. So 50s, I'll go by era. 50s, I love singing Don't Be Cruel. That's just one of my favorites.
Right.
60s, I really I forget the song. I'm just gonna go with In My Way in the 60s. That's a beautiful song from Wild in the Country. Such a beautiful song. I really, from like the 68 comeback, was automatically If I Can Dream. But 70s, it's so hard because Elvis has so many power ballads. But my all-time favorite is Impossible Dream. I think that's like my number one.
You do it great.
I think I do it pretty well. So
you do.
It's one of those songs where it's just so much power and there's so much meaning into the song. So for me, I like singing it. So
true. Awesome. All right, I got one more comment I'm going to put up here.
All right.
It's from my mother. She said
I miss you, beautiful. I miss you. I hope you're doing well.
Oh man. Well, look,
Take
man.
care of this kid.
Hey, she tries.
Yeah. Take care of this kid.
It's been fun to have you on, man. It's been a blast.
It's been a blast. You're doing such an amazing work, man, and you're giving people something to look forward to every week.
Thank
you. You're entertaining, and people. I come in every Thursday, so
I appreciate that.
So it's such a fun time with you, man, and you're doing great, and you're making people happy, and all these Elvis fans, and I'm sure they appreciate it also. So put some hearts on there for Austin. He's doing such a great job.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, look, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take you off the screen. We're gonna do a commercial break. Norm, I think, still with us. And I'm gonna get you both back on the screen, and we're gonna do a little Elvis trivia. How's that sound?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Okay,
I'm winning.
We'll see what happens. All right, man. I'll see you back in just a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
All right. Give it up for Richard Wolfe, ladies and gentlemen. Great guy all around. Love him dearly, and man, just a great guy. So I hope y'all have enjoyed Norm and Richard tonight, man. They have been fantastic. Hope you guys enjoyed it. But hey, the show's not over yet. We're not done. We got to play Elvis trivia, ladies and gentlemen. We didn't get to do it last week because I actually didn't have time to get it prepared. But I did this week. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some commercial breaks, and we're going to make sure Norm's still with us. And so don't go anywhere. We might have to take a couple of commercial breaks to get everything squared away here for this. But thank you all again for tuning in tonight. Again, if you're watching on the Facebook, Austin Entertainer page, please give it a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that cool stuff. And I'll run back over all that again in just a few. So don't go anywhere. Don't change that channel. We'll be right back with Elvis trivia. Get your brains ready because we want you guys to answer with us. So we'll be right back in just a flash.
I've asked you all here today because we need some out-of-the-box ideas to help raise support for this very special place that we all love so much. Shriners Hospitals for Children. They've changed my life, and I know they've changed yours too. So what have you got?
How about a lemonade stand with 19 lemons? And we say, don't be a sourpuss, call today.
That's an idea, but I'm pretty sure people would love this adorable blanket as a thank you over lemons. Any other ideas?
Ooh, how about 19 kittens? Please go online and donate. Meow. Who doesn't love kittens?
And Curtis and I could fly over them like superheroes.
And then space dinosaurs with jetpacks fly in and say, call now before we go extinct.
Those are all great ideas, but we're missing something. You know, the heart of it all. Caleb, what do you think?
I love Shriners Hospitals and the doctors and nurses. I just wish everyone knew their small monthly gifts change my life and the lives of all the other children they help every day. Without their monthly support, none of this would be possible. I just think we should say thank you and we love you.
Wow. That's right on, Caleb.
When you call or go to loveshriners.org right now, you'll be helping kids like us continue to get the amazing care only Shriners Hospitals for Children can provide. Please call or go online right now. If operators are busy, please call again or go to loveshriners.org. You think people will really give because of these commercials, Alec?
I think they will, buddy. I really think they will.
Please call or go online right away to give. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Told you guys we'll be back in flash. All right, here's what we're going to do. Are you guys ready for Elvis trivia? Because I'm ready. I got it right here. I'm ready. I hope I got enough questions prepared, but we're going to bring both of them back on. We're going to bring Richard back on really quick here.
So
you're still with
me? My shirt.
Hey, that's cool. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, right?
I'm getting hot.
All right, and let's go ahead and bring Norm back on.
Hey, I got changed too.
You got changed too.
I'm painting.
Hey man, I see you working, man. You were painting and all that fun stuff.
Jack of all trades.
Got to do what you got to do, right?
Got to do what you got to do.
That's right. All right, guys. Here's how this works. Okay, Elvis trivia is just fun. It's relaxed. We're just here to celebrate Elvis. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are watching,
I'm here to win.
Don't hold any of us. You know, if anybody misses answer anything, look, we're all Elvis fans, okay? So don't hold on to it. All right, here's how it works. First guy to 5 wins, but that's what I always say. But by the time it ends, I just say everybody's a winner because everybody does so good. But I keep score just for the heck of it.
I can see it already.
All right, Richard, I'm going to start with you.
All right, bring it.
You're going down, Richard.
If either one of you miss it, it will automatically go to the next guy. Does that make sense?
Got it.
Okay. All right, Richard, here we go. When Elvis was 13 years old, he and his family moved from Tupelo to where?
Memphis.
Okay.
Too easy.
I start off easy. Okay. Norm. Elvis Presley got his first guitar at the age of 11 after his mother convinced him to get that instead of what?
A bicycle.
Incorrect. Richard, you got an answer.
Shotgun. Rifle.
Right.
Rifle, shotgun.
It was a gun. Right. That's right. All right, Norm, we'll go back to you. In which movie does Elvis Presley play a physician in a clinic? A doctor in a clinic.
Change of habit.
Yes, correct.
Finally on the board. I like it.
All right, Richard. What was the only product ever promoted by Elvis Presley in a commercial?
Oh, damn. Okay. Wasn't it like cologne?
No.
Incorrect. Norm?
It was tobacco.
Incorrect.
What?
Incorrect.
No. Come on. It was the root and tootness something or other on the man.
The answer is Southern Made Donuts.
Ah, geez.
Donut.
Okay.
I would never have gotten that.
Southern Made Donuts. All right, Richard, we'll kick back off with you here.
All right.
What kind of water or the brand did Elvis Presley drink? It was the only kind.
I know he drank Gatorade, but like, I don't know. Aqua water?
Norm, do you got an answer?
Purified water.
Incorrect.
Tap water?
Mountain Valley spring water.
Oh, of
You
course.
ever see when you go on the airplane? Do you see the green bottle?
Yeah.
It's Mountain Valley spring water. It's out of Hot Springs, Arkansas.
That's not the first thing I look for on the plane.
I'm just saying. That's just a little more into it. Okay, Richard, we're gonna go back to you. No points yet.
Nothing to do with water.
No, nothing to do with water. What Elvis Presley movie was made partly in Citrus County, Florida?
Wasn't that girl happy?
Incorrect. Norm?
I'm gonna go with Blue Hawaii.
Incorrect.
Yeah. Can we keep going till we get it?
Follow that dream.
Oh yeah, and that little stupid highway. Yeah. Well, wasn't girl happy in Fort Lauderdale?
I believe so. Yes. Okay, Richard, back to you.
All right.
What musician once broke into Grace Capri? Somebody's trying to call him. He said, it sounds like somebody's riding a lawnmower.
He's got somebody calling him with the answers.
Can you hear me now? Are you there? I can barely hear you. Oh, he's going to come back. Pause, ladies and gentlemen.
He's conceding that one.
He's going to look up the answer.
He's conceding that one. I'll give it to you right now.
Oh, you know the answer?
Jerry Lee.
Incorrect.
What? Come on. Man, I'm not having a good luck tonight.
Oh, let's wait. Let's see. Richard's going to come back eventually somewhere. He's coming. Lord. So Norm is playing Elvis trivia, ladies and gentlemen, and working and painting all at the same time.
I literally am. Look at.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You're doing a nice job.
I'm refinishing cabinets.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Not singing, but it's something.
Yeah, that's true. Would rather be singing. Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely. Oh, here he comes. Okay.
Bad. Someone tried to call me.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Okay,
right.
Norm. That question I asked you, I gave Norm a shot. He missed it, but did you know the answer? Did you hear the question?
I did not hear the question.
What musician once broke into Graceland?
Oh, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Wow.
He jumped the wall. Do you know why he done that?
To show Elvis a song.
That's right. All right, Norm, we'll go to you. I think you should know this one, Norm. What year was King Creole filmed?
57.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Richard.
59, no?
My answer is 58.
We'll split the difference. That's a half point each.
Didn't it come out in 59, though?
That wasn't
I'm not for sure on that. I'm not for sure on that. If somebody's watching this, correct me if 58 is wrong, but sometimes the internet can be right.
The manuscript was in 57, so that's where I was going.
Gotcha. Okay. Norm, we'll go back to you. Okay.
I'm getting nervous.
This we're getting a little harder. A judge in Jacksonville, Florida, ordered Presley to calm his act down. For the most part, he was still, but occasionally during his performance there, he mockingly wiggled what in protest?
His pinky.
Yes, his pinky finger. Correct. Bruno Nesci says, "You guys kill me."
I kill you.
Who's that? Who's that?
Bruno Nesci.
Never heard of him. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
Oh man. Okay. All right, Richard.
Yeah.
In 1964, in the movie Viva Las Vegas, what is the occupation of Elvis's character, Lucky Jackson? Like, what did Lucky Jackson do, in other words?
The race car driver.
Yes.
Well, there's actually two answers to that because he was a waiter, too.
That's true, too.
So.
But we'll take race car driver because that's what I had.
All right.
Okay, Norm. In 1958, the movie King Creole. In the movie King Creole, what is actually King Creole? What is that?
Is that the name of the nightclub? I don't know.
Yes, that is correct. Name
I
of the
thought
night.
it was food.
You thought it was what?
Food.
It sounds like a good dish to me. Okay. All right. All right. Let's go on over. All right, Richard.
Yeah.
In what film does Elvis play the role of a photographer?
Isn't that Love a Little, Live a Little, or whatever it's called? Live a Little, Love a Little?
Yes. Yes. Oh, Lord have mercy. Everybody's saying they're loving this.
It's great.
Okay.
I swear I still think King Creole's food.
Okay. All right, Norm. What crime did Elvis's character commit in the 1957 movie Jailhouse Rock?
Oh, okay, hang on. He just punched the guy out. I don't know. Didn't he always punch a guy out? Isn't that how it always started?
Richard, you got an answer?
He killed the guy. I don't know.
Manslaughter is what I have.
Well,
that was my answer. I could have said that.
I had to give it to Norm because he said killed somebody. It's the same thing.
And Austin, you were right. Someone said 58. King Creole.
Okay, cool. I think they said July 2nd, 58, right?
Yeah.
Well, Richard has 5 and Norm has 4. Do you want to quit or you want to just continue for fun?
I'll keep doing a couple more.
We got a few more left. Okay. Richard, here we go. Released in 1965, who played the part of Princess Shalimar, if I'm saying that correctly, in the Elvis movie Harem Scarum? Who played the role?
I haven't even seen that movie. No.
What?
I give up on that one.
And you're an Elvis fan?
I'm an Elvis fan, but when you karate chop a tiger, I'm not interested. So I'm just
Come on.
All right, Norm, you got an answer on who played the part?
I don't, so I'll just go with Shelley Fabris, just to throw a name out there.
Answer I have is Marianne Mobley.
Britney Spears, Bruno says.
For Britney Spears. Nice, Bruno. Okay. Whoever wants to answer this can answer it. Here we go. What is the name of the character that Elvis plays in the movie The Trouble with Girls? Like, what was Elvis's character's name?
Something Mike, I think. I want to say Mike.
Tyson?
Mike is a long way from my answer.
All right. Dan? I want to say Dan. Steve? Rick? I don't know.
Starts with a W.
Walter?
Wayne.
Yes.
Oh.
Walter Hale. Hale, if I'm saying that right, or Hall.
All right.
All right.
Random, but okay. I'll take it.
I got one more question here for the trivia tonight.
This is where the 100 points, by the way. This is for all the marbles.
Yes,
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are watching, I want you to answer this question with us. What was the name of the boat featured in the film Girls, Girls, Girls?
Oh, don't know. I know the song, but
Man, I can picture it, but I can't think of it. Oh my God.
Shirley? I don't know. Shirley, maybe?
How are you coming up with these answers?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of names. I don't know.
Hey, it starts with a W.
Why does
Thanks
everything
for the
start
rolling
with W?
You got one, Norm?
No, I don't have. I can just think. All I think of is thanks to the rolling sea every time that I hear that.
Yeah.
The answer is West Wind.
I'm not. I wasn't going to answer that. Come on now.
Sounds like a Sinatra song, the Winter Wind.
Look, the viewers are loving this. They're cracking up. Man,
Austin, I think you win because we both got that one wrong.
Okay.
Whoa. I still had 6. Don't leave my out.
Look, guys, before I let you go, Norm, I'm going to start with you on this, and then I'll pass it to Richard, and then we'll say our final goodbyes.
Yes, sir.
What is something positive that you can tell the viewers watching with everything that's going on in the world today? Norm, take it away.
I'm going to say live a little, love a little. Things are going to get better. You know, we're in a better spot now to handle pandemics than we were 100 years ago when it happened the last time. There's a lot of smart people out there. They're going to figure this out, and we'll get back to paying tribute to Elvis and smiling and dancing and just hang tight, love each other, be safe, be smart, and just love. That's all I can say.
Absolutely. Okay, Richard.
Just basically be cautious of your surroundings. Support one another. Don't be negative, because in a time like this, no one should be negative. And just we're only here for a lifetime. So basically, just be together, hold each other, and just be supportive and be cautious. Use your brain. That's basically it. Just use your brain, because this is going to be a long drought. So just be careful, be safe, and be cautious.
Absolutely. Well, guys, look, man, the show's been fantastic tonight. I've enjoyed it. Everybody else has enjoyed it. So, man, thank you both for coming on the show. We'll definitely have you both back on again, and it's been great. So thank you both very much.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bruno's killing me. Stay in school.
Hey, he's crazy. He always gets on here and comments crazy stuff, man. All right.
Love you guys.
You guys take care. Love you guys. Hope to see you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming in.
All right. Adios.
Cheers.
Adios.
Give it up for Richard and Norm, ladies and gentlemen. Great guys, man. It's been an awesome show tonight. If you guys had fun, I've had a blast. It's been incredible. It has been awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, show always has to come to an end. But before we do, I do want to ask you guys one more time, if you will, please like, if you're watching on Facebook tonight, Austin Irby Entertainer, please like it. It's absolutely free. Follow me on Instagram as well. I also have Twitter. I know I never announced that on here, but I don't get on it very much as I do these two. But if you still want to follow me on it, please do. I get on there from time to time. And also, please subscribe to the Weekly Chats with Austin YouTube channel. If you'd like to send a donation, please do so if you'd like to. It's not mandatory. Thank you, Bruno. I just saw Bruno's comment. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. It's not mandatory, but all you got to do is send it via PayPal to AIElvisLive1@gmail.com. It doesn't really benefit me. Literally, it benefits the show to make it keep going and to keep it bigger, make it bigger, and keep it better every week for you guys. So always remember that. But before I let you guys go, I do want to tell you guys one more time. As we all know, Facebook has these new rules now that's going to start here very soon on October the 1st. So if you will, please go subscribe to both of my YouTube channels. That's exactly what they look like. I took a screenshot to the best of my ability. I know it didn't turn out too good, but I tried on my phone. The Austin Irby Entertainment is my personal YouTube channel. That will be where all of my singing will take place after October 1st. And then subscribe to the Weekly Chats with Austin. That's for this show. I don't know if Facebook is going to interfere with this show or not, since we don't sing on it really, besides a sing-along. But we only do the sing-along about every so many months. So I'm just telling everybody, please subscribe to both of them and subscribe to the Weekly Chats just in case we're not able to do the show here on Facebook, because you never know. It's the way things are now. You just don't know. Also, again, I want to put this on the screen. If you want your birthday announced, excuse me, here on the show, just email me at weeklychatswithaustin@gmail.com, and we'll announce your birthday on here. We do it every week. So please do that as well. Give it up for Richard and Norm one more time. Put some hearts on the screen for both of them, man. It was fantastic. Great night. Haven't seen both of them in a very, very long time, so it was good catching up with them and chatting with them. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to tell you about next week before you sign off completely. 2 of our top 8 that was voted for you guys. You guys voted the 2 out of the 32 guests I had in season 2. You voted 8 of them. The top 8 with the most votes gets to come back on the show for season 3. And there's 2 of them right there on the screen that's going to get to come back on. They're coming on next week. Mr. Brooke Wright's going to be back on with us, and Mr. Jacob Roman. You guys wanted to see them back. They were in the top 8. So there you go. They're going to be back on next week. And so excited to have them both back on, and they are excited as well. Don't forget, Weekly Chats with Austin starts every week at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. Central. So make sure you tune in next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Brooke Wright and Jacob Roman back again for Weekly Chats with Austin. And trust me, I know they've both been on the show before. I've got to interview Brooke live. Jacob was on my show before I got this new program that I use now to go live. So his was pre-recorded, so I will get to do a one-on-one interview with him And I know I've done one with Brooke before, but we're going to make the show completely different next week. We're going to make it completely different besides the interview with Jacob. We're going to make it completely different because they've both been a part of Elvis Trivia. They've both been a part of all that stuff. So we're going to make it completely different for you guys and different for them and something for them to look forward to as well. So I'm thinking of something. I haven't got a confirmation from both of them yet. Because I hadn't sent them a message and asked, but I'm thinking about something really creative that's going to involve you guys for all of next week's episode. So stay on the lookout tomorrow for a post about something regarding that, or sometime over the weekend. I got something really cool in mind, but I got to get both of them to agree with it before I can press forward with it. So don't forget, next week, Weekly Chats with Austin, we're going to have Brooke Wright and Jacob Roman back on with us. So don't forget that. Man, it has been a blast. I love you guys very much. Thank you all for tuning in every week. I couldn't do this without you guys and all my guests. So my love goes out to all of you. I hope you all are staying safe. Hope you all are staying well. Please keep up with my schedule on my website. It changes every day. I have to do these shows on a day-to-day, month-to-month basis on when I'll be back on stage or when I will not. I don't know when I'll be back on stage. Right now, it might be the middle of October. We're not sure. So just keep up to date on that. Also, subscribe to my mailing list. We send out emails on updates on when a show's canceled or with everything that's been going on. So subscribe to that. You can go to my website, awesomentertainment.com. It's scrolling right down here, and subscribe to that list as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I love y'all dearly. I can't wait till next week. It's going to be fun. Until next week on Weekly Chats with Austin, God bless you. Y'all have a good night and adios.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.